Come follow the brick wall. It's your girl Eva K, and I'm ready to eat. Hey, who ready to eat with me? Who ready to come bread with me? Let's break bread. Come break bread with me. Let's break bread. We about to eat this food and get fed. Come break bread with me. Let's break bread. Now bow your head, hey, cause we gotta say the grace, cause we about to eat. We about to eat. I can't wait to eat. Let's eat, big girls. Are you ready to eat? Come eat with me and let's talk. I want to get all in your business. What you gotta say? What you gotta say? I'm ready to laugh and I'm ready to play. Come on and break bread with your girl Eva K. Let's break bread. Hey. So this is Break Bread's first ever cooking video. So we're going to try to make beef tongue pot pie. So this beef tongue right here is 2.65 pounds, so almost 3 pounds.
Now for each pound of beef tongue, you need to cook for at least 1 hour and 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it can be tender and you can be able to easily remove the skin, as we'll show you in the video.
And shout out to my cousin Tiara for getting me this beef tongue. So y'all, we have to wash this tongue. We going to cut the water on. And of course, this is my brother Orlando, and I am your host Eva. Oh my God. So yeah. Oh my God. Feel this. You feel like a Brillo pad. I'm trying to act like I'm not scared, guys, but this is my first time ever.
It's just the tongue. You see, it's already squirting. You know what I'm saying? It's just the tongue. It's not going to hurt you. It's just food. It's not alive. So nothing to be scared of.
I would be scared a little bit. I'm scared. Okay. So this is going to boil for approximately, what, 3 hours?
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours. So, all right.
So once you wash it, you want to get it into your pot.
Well, we got to cut it first. So we're going to make some splits into the beef tongue so that once we start boiling it, you know, it can cook all in through here. And then we're going to explain to you what we're going to be washing it with. Thank you. So just make some little slits in the tongue to make sure you cook it all the way through. All right. Now this is very rough. I'm gonna flip it over and do the same thing. I've never been speechless, guys, in my whole life. Go ahead and open up the pot for me. We're gonna fill it up, so.
You want to make sure that the water fills up the beef tongue so it can be submerged into it.
This is about an 8-quart pot, so we'll do about 4 quarts of water. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. And in the water, we're going to add, we got some stuff over here, guys.
All right, we're going to add some bay leaves.
About 2 bay leaves. And this right here, I got it from Food City. It's called Better Than Bouillon. Instead of using bouillon cubes, we're going to use this. Because as I stated, we're making beef pot pies. So this
beef tongue pot pies.
Beef tongue pot pies. So this is the flavor of the water. How many bay leaves you add to?
2 bay leaves.
And while Big Brother take care of that, I'm going to get an onion chopped up. We're going to use half of the onions going to go into the pot. And then we're going to save half the onion for our pot pie.
All right, so what I'm looking for is where the spoon goes.
And Byron, Byron was
we're in Byron's kitchen.
Let us use his kitchen. Because my kitchen is too tiny.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 1 tablespoon of this better than bouillon into this boiling water with this tongue. Now when this is finished, we also gonna use it for the beef broth to make our gravy for the beef pot pie. So it's gonna perform 2 different duties today, all at one time.
And now I'm gonna add half the onion into the pot. So, and with this, we're still gonna make sure you season it up. So you're gonna let them know what you're using.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna add some salt, but we're gonna add some accent, less sodium. We're gonna add about a teaspoon of salt to the water. We also gonna add some ground black pepper, about 2 tablespoons.
Seasonal.
Seasonal, about a tablespoon of seasonal also.
Garlic powder. Onion powder.
Onion powder, garlic powder, both 1/4 of a teaspoon.
Cilantro, my favorite.
1/4 of a teaspoon of cilantro, because cilantro is so powerful. It'll go along, a little bit of cilantro will go a long way.
And sriracha salt.
Some sriracha. Give it a little kick. So we're gonna give that a tablespoon.
All right, y'all. And Byron?
Make sure it's all blended up. You put some butter in here?
No, you can't. Sure. And I got butter. So over here, Byron, if you look, this is the stuff that we're going to use to make the pot pie. So we got our flour, we got our cornstarch, we got our pie crust, we got some broccoli, frozen vegetables, because ain't nobody got time for all that. I am going to cut and peel up the potatoes. Let's start getting those rinsed off. So we're going to try to make sure this video is not too long. I'm going to try speeding it up a little bit.
But you have to remember, this is a cooking video. So if you miss a step and it come out tasting like
craziness,
your breath tastes in the morning, that's because you didn't watch the whole video.
And we're going to have to sanitize this kitchen, baby, because we're dealing with raw beef.
I'm going to put 1/4 of a cup of butter inside the pot to boil along with the onions, the seasoning, the better than bouillon, and the beef tongue.
We'll let it come to a boil and then cut it down to a simmer.
You're going to let it come to a boil. You're going to simmer, reduce your heat, cover, and let it cook for 3.5 hours. And we'll see you in 3.5 hours.
So while we do that, while that starts to boil, you got to put the lid on there, big bro.
We got to boil first.
Oh. I'm going to get these potatoes peeled, y'all, and get them cut up for our pot pie. So we'll see you later. Thank you for watching.
All right, welcome back. 3.5 hours have passed.
Yes.
So we're going to come to this beef tongue, this cow tongue. We're going to go ahead and take it out.
So we're going to cut the oven off, the stove off, which we have our oven preheated to 400. So we're going to take out the beef tongue. Sit it right here, and it's going to have to rest for 10 minutes because you need it to cool down. You see all this thick skin? We're going to pull all that off. And let me get a knife so you can see how tender it cuts through. So, pretty tender. Okay.
And I wish y'all could smell this. The aroma of it is so great. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to keep what is boiling in is, I'm going to keep that as a stock, and we're going to repurpose that, and we're going to use that in the pot pie here in a second.
Okay. So over here, we have some potatoes that we're cutting up and some onion. So I'm going to finish prepping my potatoes and my onions, and then Big Bro going to show you what he's doing.
All right, so while she's prepping the onions and potatoes, we're gonna go ahead and get things ready for the pot pie. So what you're gonna need for this is get you some pie shells. Don't have to be Pillsbury, it can be the cheap kind. What it is pie crust. So we're gonna use that to make the homemade chicken pot pie. I'll show you here in a second.
And we got our muffin tins, because we're going to do some little mini ones for the kids. So we got our muffin tin right here. Yeah. And these knives, my homegirl Candace got me these knives. Man, it makes the job so much easier. Cut. Now, I didn't go to school for no knife work, so don't judge me. What you over there doing?
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to show them how to take this big piece of pie crust and make it small enough for us to make our pot pies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some flour and just dust this countertop off a little bit. That way it won't rip the pie dough.
My kids, y'all, remember, my kids do not know that this is beef time. I've been looking at all different kind of recipes, and I feel like the pot pie is the easiest way to serve it. I was going back and forth between pot pie and tacos. I'm nervous, but it smells so good.
It smells delicious. So what I'm gonna do is take the pie crust. I don't know.
Is it ripping?
I got it from Food City. Hopefully it's fresh.
We should have just made fresh pie crust.
So
You gonna use your mason jar?
what I'm gonna do is take my mason jar,
Dust it with a little.
just dust it with a little flour, and just cut it out as if I was cutting cookies.
Okay.
Plain and simple. I'm gonna do this. What you got over there, sis?
I'm still cutting up my vegetables, honey. We're gonna get all this cut out, and we'll be back in a sec. All right, so we are back. Our beef tongue has had time to, cool off, so it's cool to touch, so we can handle it. My brother had prepped the cupcake tins we sprayed it with this and our little pie dough. So now this skin right here is really tough, so we have to make sure we cut all this skin off. Ooh, look how tender it is. Yeah, I might have to let Double O come take over in just a second. It's actually easier than I thought. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Can y'all tell I'm scared? All right, Ray, what you about to start on?
Well, while she doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and start on what's called a roux. A roux is a thickening agent for your gravy. So it's gonna help the gravy for the pot pie be nice and thick and rich. So that's what we're gonna do first. First thing we need for our roux, we're gonna go ahead and chop up a half a cup of onions.
Y'all, look at this. This is like the rough part of the tongue, but from where it done cooked for 3 hours, I slick want to taste it, y'all. Like,
Do it.
I do want to taste it. See what it tastes like? No shit.
All
Here,
right.
taste it. This
All
tastes
right.
like.
I tasted it in the pot.
Here, look. It
No.
tastes like pot roast. I promise.
I'm not tasting it yet.
Promise.
No.
Like, it's seasoned to perfection.
Guys, for this roux. Woo! Listen.
I'm telling you.
All right, half a cup of onions.
It's really good.
Chopped onions. All righty, you're gonna grab you a 1/3 cup of butter. So we're gonna do that. 1/3 of a cup, it's gonna be 5 1/3 teaspoon. If you're looking at it like this. So 5 1/3 teaspoons, that's gonna give you 1/3 of a cup of butter. And that's what we're gonna need for this roux.
This is so good, y'all. Don't tell nobody, okay? But, like, I really not. I'm cutting it up so you know it's going in a pot. I really did not know it was going to be this good. I'm definitely getting this again. You want to taste some?
All right. So next we're gonna get 1/3 cup of flour. So we got our onions, our flour, and our butter. And we're gonna let that cook. And that's gonna make our roux.
How long does it have to cook?
You'll cook the roux until it starts turning brown. Usually it's about 5 minutes to make that roux, to make sure it tastes good, to make sure it's consistent with what you want. And we'll add the roux before we add our liquid. So what made you want to get beef tongue, sis? What made you want to do this?
Well, I wanted to try something different. All the videos that I see, like of people making a tongue, or like Hispanic or Asian, and I just thought it'd be something different. You know, people always say they're tired of eating the same thing. Well, let's switch it up.
Right. So, and I see it's a lot better than what you thought it was going to be.
It really is, and it's so tender. Like, I had people on my Facebook saying, if you don't cook the tongue right, it'll be tough as leather. Well, this, honey, let me tell you something. It's so tender, and it's really good. Like, it's actually shredded. So we cooked it the right amount of time, and it tastes very seasoned. Like, all the stuff we put in there, really make
That way, you don't have to add much, or you don't have to add any. So just season the taste, whatever you like. I'm gonna use a little sriracha. I'm gonna use a little seasoning, and just a little pepper. I'm not gonna put too much salt. I don't want the meat to be salty, and I don't want the gravy to be salty. So we're just gonna use a little pepper. And with the seasoning on, I wish I could smell this. The aroma in this kitchen is beautiful. Our roux is thickened up. This is what your roux is gonna look like. It's gonna look like a dough. That's our thickening agent. All right, to this, we're gonna add 1 3/4 cup of our tongue broth.
okay.
Just a small amount. Here, I got a 1/2 cup of milk.
So a little dairy.
So those two, we're gonna mix it up. And as we mix it, it'll get thicker. And this is our beef gravy for our chicken pot pie. Or our beef tongue pot pie, I'm sorry.
Yes.
All right.
Don't forget the tongue.
So it's thickening. All right, what you got, sis?
So I'm gonna wait till he get this wilted down, and we're gonna go ahead and start with the wok and get our wok heated up. Excuse me, woman.
Woman, come on. Come on. Woman, space.
So we're gonna heat up our wok. I'm gonna add a little butter. This recipe calls for heavy on the butter.
So this is the roux with the liquid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a bag of mixed vegetables.
What's all in the vegetables?
In the vegetables we got corn, green beans, carrots. And that's gonna go into the roux. You can cut the heat off. The recipe doesn't call for it, but I like broccoli, so we're gonna add some broccoli to this recipe.
You need your potatoes. And we're gonna put raw potatoes in there because it's going to cook for 45 minutes, so the potatoes will cook. I really like my pot fries. Okay. So, my pot, my wok It's nice and heated. I would normally add some onion, but I think we used all the onion. So saute this. And we just gonna put all of our beef tongue into the wok, like so. We're just gonna cook it up. And you don't have to cook it long. And we're not gonna add any more seasoning to it because your roux has a lot of seasoning. And the meat seasons really well too. We're just gonna coat this in the butter and let it cook. Now I know people are thinking like, oh my gosh, that do not look good, but yeah, I promise it has the texture of like pot roast, and it smells like pot roast. So you will never know. If somebody cook this up for you, trust me, you will never know. We gotta try something different. We gotta step outside of the box. And then to this, you want me to add the cornstarch? Starch. And instead of using measurements, we're just gonna add a little shake. And the cornstarch is just gonna help with the roux, just to make it nice and thick and creamy. And you don't want a runny pot pie. And if you wonder where I got this recipe from, we're making it up on the fly. That's what I like to do. Make stuff up. All right. We gotta keep it moving because it is thick in the wok.
All right, so here's the inside of our tongue pot pie. We got our potatoes, our carrots, our peas, our green beans, and our corn, along with our roux. The roux is already thickened up. That's some nice gravy right there. That's some nice gravy, baby. You feel it?
I like that. I see what you did there.
Yeah, some nice gravy.
You want to go ahead and add the meat in?
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and add the beef tongue to our mixture.
And we have the oven.
The oven is preheated already to 400 degrees. So this is going to cook. If you're making a regular pot pie, cook it for 45 minutes. But since we're making minis, we're going to reduce our cooking time down to 30 minutes.
So I get all of this. Will you put that in the sink for me, brother?
Yes, ma'am.
Make sure we get all this goodness. And I only cook that meat for a few minutes in a wok because it's fully cooked. I watched a YouTube video and she cooked it in a wok. I'm not really sure what it did. So I copied it. Like I said, we're making this up. Hopefully it'll be good. And my kids do not know that this is actually beef tongue. So we're just gonna mix this up. Get it nice and coated. Make sure a lot of meat in every bite. So, brother, if we can get, let's put that over there. If we can get the mini pot pies over here, we're gonna start filling them. And we're gonna pop these bad boys into the oven, and we'll see y'all when they're done. Peace. Okay, y'all, so just a little bit while it's cooking. So we had a whole lot left over, so I put it in the casserole dish so we can, I don't know, I'm gonna put some pie crust over here in just a second. So yep, we are almost done, guys. I am ready to try this. Now we thank you, now we thank you for our food, Father God, we thank you, Father God, we thank you, amen, amen. Okay, y'all, so me and your Uncle Ray, this is Emmanuel, this is Dallas. Me and your Uncle Ray has been working really hard on this pot pie. So I want y'all to bite into it and tell me what y'all think.
Okay, Mommy.
Cause you asked for
Look good, huh?
Look good.
It looks so good.
It's hot, so be careful. Is it
So
good?
good.
Is it good? Taste the meat. It really is good.
Is it good?
I tried it. It was pretty good.
Try the meat.
Try the meat. Tell me what you
Look at me
think.
there.
Here, I got a big piece of meat right here. Here, just bite it.
Try me.
What you think? You like it? Tell all my friends that how much you like it.
I like it, right?
A 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10. Oh, wow.
10 out of 10.
What you think, brother?
It's actually pretty good. I actually like it.
So would y'all want me to make this again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all want to know what it is? Cow tongue.
Oh my God, that's nasty.
You know, like the tongues that was licking this yesterday at the safari? That's what it is.
Ew.
But you said it was a 10 out of 10.
But it's a cow tongue.
But you said it was good.
Mm-hmm.
But I looked at a cow tongue though.
Right, but it's good.
Ew.
Well,
Oh
we
my
got
God.
them. Yeah, this
This
is really
is actually
good.
good though.
I like it. I will be making this again. Only thing I wish with the pie crust, I should have filled it to the top more. But it was really good. Thank you to Caitlin and Byron for letting us use their home.
Appreciate y'all tuning in to our first ever cooking tutorial.
Tell us what y'all think. Would y'all try my beef pot pie?
Or not.
And they still eating it, so mama did something right. Well, we love y'all. Please keep liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And y'all have a blessed day.
Peace.